All right, the song you had just listened to, Mam Wenu by Shalamuan. I keep murdering these names, but whenever you hear names like this and the kind of song you just listened to, you know it's This Week in Africa right here on Toast 90.3 FM. All right, this week in Africa, we get to bring you events from Africa. This week, I already talked about Gabon. I talked about Zimbabwe. I talked about Kenya, sparingly about Kenya. But right now, I'll be talking about Zambia. Okay, all through last year, 2025, Zambia was in the news because of the death of former President Edgar Lungu. And he died last year, but the issue stemmed from his wish as a dying man, according to his family, right? He specifically said, I do not want to be buried in Zambia, all right? If I die, my remains should be buried in South Africa. But the Zambian government didn't take that, all right? They're still not taking it because they said, provided you served in the capacity he served in Zambia at, like position of president, then he gets a state funeral. But despite the fact, like a court in South Africa supported Zambia, gave a ruling in favor of the Zambian government, let his remains be repatriated, back to Zambia. But his family were adamant, still adamant, saying this was his wish as a dying man. My remains be buried in South Africa. As a matter of fact, I do not want President Hakainde Hichilema attending my funeral. But what have you got to say about this? Fine, that's the tradition, all right? Provided you served in the capacity Edgar Lungu served at, you get a state funeral. But this was the wish of a dying man. I do not want to be buried in Zambia. All right, I want to be buried in South Africa. All right, so, but recently, fast forward to 2026, there are talks about him dying as a result of poisoning. Though his family has come up to debunk that, but this is the recent happening regarding Edgar Lungu's case. But really, I want you to, really talk about this. He gets a state funeral or not. While you react to this one, remember his wish as a dying man. I do not want to be buried in Zambia. I want to be buried in South Africa. Now, that's all regarding this. Remember, it's still This Week in Africa right here on Toast 90.3 FM. Quickly, let's go listen to this one, My Africa by Chike. Do not touch that dial for nothing. All right, the song you had just listened to, Mam Wenu by Shalamuan. I keep murdering these names.